This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again.
Donald Trump is projected to become the next president of the United States.
Michigan is one of 3 states too close to call in the presidential election, though President Trump is leading here and has already been declared the nationwide winner.
Political reporter Rick Elvin takes a look at how the state voted. Rick?
Well, you can see it right here on the heat map. The brighter red these counties are, they voted for Donald Trump in bigger numbers or bigger percentages, understanding that from here up, these numbers start to dissipate and you get fewer and fewer votes out of these counties. They're just not as populous, even though they're voting more strongly in favor, for the most part, Donald Trump. Up here in Marquette, you see that they voted for Kamala Harris by about 10%, which is a pretty big margin up there. As you come back down below the 96 line or thereabouts, this is where a lot of the population center is. So let's take a look and see how they voted, starting over on the east side of the state. If we take a look at the Michigan totals, it's 49.8 to 48.2. 91% are voting. So how did the counties do? In Oakland County, a pretty big swing, 11 points there. Oakland County has become increasingly more voting for Democrats. In Macomb County, still a pretty solid place for Republicans at 55.9 to 42.4, and that's a little bit of an improvement over what it was 4 years ago. But if you go down here to Wayne County, and if we can get Wayne County to pop up real quick, you can see it's a big gap, 62 to 34. However, if you go back to 2020, so remember 62 to 34, now if we look at 2020 in Wayne County, it was 68 to 30. So there is some change. Now that obviously is still a big loss for Trump, but if you make up somewhere around the margins, you end up with a victory. Right now it looks like maybe 90,000 votes. We don't have all of the votes counted just yet. And again, as you pointed out, Trump's already been declared the president, but this does, these last 3 states, depending on how they go, it could boost his electoral college total up above 300, which is pretty significant, and he won the popular vote for the first time and becomes only the 2nd man in history to have 2 terms as president that are not consecutive.
I've got to ask you, how surprised are you that the so-called swing states have all gone to Trump so far?
I walked into the studio for the first time in more than 40 years of covering presidential elections and didn't have an idea of what was going to happen. Every time before I've had an idea. I've been wrong sometimes, but I felt like I knew what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen yesterday. I didn't know what was going to happen last night. At 2 o'clock in the morning when I went home, I didn't know what was going to happen as close as it was. So I am really surprised that they've all gone so far. And it looks like an opportunity that they all will. And then if he picks up Arizona and Nevada, which were also considered swing states, though much smaller with their electoral vote, that puts him at 307, 309, something like that. That's a pretty big win.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.